Well, as most of you are probably aware, today is Veterans Day. In the year 1918, after 4 years of unprecedented tragedy and violence, the commanding officers of France and Germany, along with several other nations, signed the armistice to end World War I. At the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, all was quiet on the Western Front. And exactly 1 year later, President Woodrow Wilson called for a moment of silence at 11 a.m. in order to remember the armistice, a national observance that eventually became known as Veterans Day. And in its inauguration, the president said this: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with lots of pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing for which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given us to show our sympathy with peace and justice." In this statement, I think we find the right way to honor service and sacrifice. It's that we feel grateful for what's been given and that we use it as an opportunity for good. In other words, we honor the sacrifice of others by living out the values for which they died. And I think in a far greater sense, this is the same way in which we honor Christ. Paul says it this way in Titus 2 in verse 13, that we are waiting for our blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ, who, he says, gave himself for us to redeem us from all lawlessness and to purify for himself a people for his own possession who are zealous for good works. Unlike the wars of this world, Jesus won the victory by giving up his life in defeat. And the way that we honor his sacrifice is by living out the same values for which he died and for which he now reigns. And so let us show our gratitude by our zeal for good works.